going to be doing some guest science lessons for a little bit. He's got a lot of knowledge about animals, and I'm going to pass it over to you to intro some of the lessons you're going to do.
Sure. Yeah, so I have a lesson coming up in just a moment that we'll be talking about some reptiles, and after that we'll be taking a look at some other different species as well, and I hope you guys enjoy and learn something new.
Okay.
Hello again. So now we are at a Denver park, and I have a guest with me. I'm actually with one of my coworkers, Nicole, who has been kind enough to let me show you guys Toast, her pet. And Toast is not the kind of toast that you would eat. She is actually a bearded dragon, but did want to introduce you to her. And we're going to actually talk about some similarities between bearded dragons and people. At the onset, it doesn't look like there's many similarities. They're reptiles, much smaller. They don't have hair. They have odd spikes. They walk on 4 legs instead of 2. But when you look a little deeper, there actually are a lot of similarities. And the first similarity that we're going to talk about is in their name, bearded dragons. They are called bearded dragons because they have what appears to be a beard down here on the chin. Now, unlike Nate, they actually have beards all the time, both boys and girls. Nate just gets a beard when he gets too lazy to shave. But these guys, their beard is different than ours. It's actually made out of similar material as their skin. It's kind of rubbery. And when they get scared, they'll puff their chin out like a bullfrog, and those spines will stick out in all different directions, and they can even turn their chin jet black. And they do that to try and make themselves look mean and nasty and dangerous to scare other animals away. And that's not something we can do. We can't puff up our chin. But if you think about it, what do you do when you get angry or frustrated or just want to be alone? You might yell, but you might also make a face. You might be like, And that's very similar to what they do. They make a face, essentially. It's a way for them to communicate with other animals, either other bearded dragons or other animals that might try to take food from them or might try to eat them themselves, to get other animals to leave them alone. And that's something that a lot of animals have that humans do as well. We make faces, we have expressions, we make certain sounds. And we can learn to understand what those expressions and sounds mean so that we can better respect animals, just like we respect other people by giving them space when they make a face or say, I don't want to be near you, or I want to be left alone. We just need to become familiar with their language. So that's one similarity that we have. Another similarity is with what they eat. Now, we eat a lot of different things. We eat plants like apples or bread. Bread is actually made out of plants. It's made out of the seeds of wheat. We eat meat. We eat ground beef. We eat chicken. We eat eggs. We eat leafy greens like lettuce. So that is a lot of different stuff that we eat. And that is called omnivore. So omni, you okay there, Toast? There we go. Omni means all, and vor means eat. If you have a hard time understanding that, think about it this way. If you ate only pizza, you would be called a pizza-vor. So vor is eat, and then you put in front of it what you eat. And omni means all, so we eat everything. And guess what? These guys also eat everything. They may not eat pizza, but instead what they eat is they eat leafy greens like we do. Toast here gets a salad every day of lettuce and green beans and a couple other vegetables. And she also eats meat as well. She will eat other animals, specifically Dubian cockroaches. And Nicole feeds her live cockroaches that she chases around and goes, nom, 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 nom. Oh, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I'm sorry there, Toast. Did I scare you a bit? Now there's another example of respecting the animal. I actually had to stop talking and focus on her, make sure that she feels safe and comfortable. What I was saying before, though, was that she eats Doopy and cockroaches. She catches them, eats them, and in the wild, these guys would eat bugs like cockroaches. They might eat things like spiders, maybe even small rodents like mice or something like that. And so they are omnivores just like we are, which is another similarity. Now, the third similarity that we have with these guys, speaking of cockroaches, I mentioned that she chases those cockroaches. Nicole has told me that she actually won't eat cockroaches if they don't run. She actually wants the challenge of chasing them down and catching them. It is fun for her. It's an entertainment. In the zoo industry, that is called enrichment. Enrichment is anything that an animal it does or is provided that gives them something to do, a place to hide, something to climb, something to move around, maybe something to chase. It is basically toys and things to keep them entertained and busy. And for her, one of her enrichments is chasing cockroaches. Another one is climbing things. She actually likes to climb chairs and stuff at Nicole's home. And Nicole will let her roam around and go outside of her terrarium. And Nicole will even bring her outside to get some fresh air, like we are doing today. So that is enrichment. Now, you might be thinking, but I don't have enrichment. I don't have things like that. Yes, you do. When we're stuck at home now with coronavirus, you have been probably bored out of your minds. I know we have. And you've been looking for things to do, playing games, whether that's on a computer or a video console, or maybe board games, or playing with Legos, or maybe just playing with sticks out in your backyard. All of those are examples of enrichment. And people need enrichment just like animals do. And you probably, having been inside for so long, you probably know what it would feel like if Toast was just stuck in her terrarium all day with nothing to do. It's terrible. It's not fun at all. So providing enrichment for animals is very important. And also providing enrichment for us is important as well. So those are just some of the few things that we have in common with these animals. And there are many other things that we have in common with many other animals. And hopefully, we'll have a chance to explore those things later on. Thank you.